Okay, thank you so much. My name is Danielle Rodriguez, the Director of Marketing and Programs for the Brownsville Chamber of Commerce. Thank you for joining us for the Brownsville Business Assistance Resources webinar. Today we're going to go over what's available for businesses in our community. We have Brownsville Community Improvement Corporation here on the webinar today, and also the Greater Brownsville Incentives Corporation. And they'll be going over their individual resources that they have for businesses and potential funding opportunities, whether it be through SBA or other government funds available. On the Brownsville Chamber side, we do have COVID-19 resources on our website, which is what you should be seeing on your screen right now. Right over here, COVID-19, we have CDC guidelines for you, for your home, your employers, or employees here on this site. And then we also have information on the recently passed CARES Act. So it goes over the different points in the act, from your small business paycheck protection program to the loan program and credit facilities, business tax provisions, pensions and employee benefit requirements, banking relief, payments and relief for individuals, healthcare provisions, student loans, airline industry support, state and local aid appropriations. And then you can read the full summary of the agreement for CARES Act at the link at the bottom. We also have the SBA Economic Injury Disaster Loan. And on this page over here, you're gonna go ahead and see what the loan is, what forms you need, where you can apply, and frequently asked questions for the loan. Now, please be aware that some of this information will be updated because of the CARES Act as well. Some information has changed. So tomorrow we'll be having the SBA update for this specific loan with Angela Burden, and Congressman Filemon Della will be joining us on the call as well. So moving along, we also have small business assistance resources, both from our community partners and other organizations such as Square, Yelp, Facebook. So at these links right here, you can go ahead and click them and you'll go to their direct website. And we also have Texas Workforce Commission resources available both for employers and employees. And it goes in depth into what exactly is available for our unemployment benefits, or if you have to unfortunately let go of some employees, it goes through some laws that are on there and protocols that you should follow as well. Now, I don't know if you have any questions for us that we can go ahead and answer. If you can please use the chat. Okay, I don't see any incoming questions, so we're going to go ahead and move on to Josh Mejia, who's the Executive Director for the Brownsville Community Improvement Corporation. Josh, are you on the line?
Yes, Danielle, can you all hear me?
Yes.
Excellent. So I don't know if you want to...
You're going to be sharing your screen, correct?
Yes, unless you want to show the link. I know that you were able to successfully load it up, but I can go ahead and bring that up on my side. All right, so I can go ahead and take the screen share once you're ready.
Are you able to request access to my screen?
Not at the moment. It's saying that another participant is sharing, so I think it's doing the same thing as last time.
The host, and then that way.
There we go. Perfect. Okay, here we go. So again, thank you, Danielle, and thank you for the Brownsville Chamber of Commerce for being able to once again put up with this or coordinate this webinar once more to provide the business community with some of the resources that we have available. I appreciate Danielle for showcasing the amazing work they've been able to do at the Chamber to put up these resources online and have them readily available for people to access. One of the resources that we went ahead and created as a community for the businesses is what we call the Brownsville Small Business Assistance website. This is a website that you can access easily by going to any web browser and typing in assist.brownsvilleedc.org. The website is also available in Spanish. You can also click on the En Español link that's on the bottom, and it will immediately translate everything into the proper language so that it's easier for you to consume. For this particular webinar, I'm going to go ahead and just use the English site. As you can see, the importance of this website that we wanted to create as an economic development group is for all businesses within the Brownsville community to register using a mobile number or by filling out this form and sending us an email. You can text BCIC to the number that you see here, 888-816-8043, so that you can provide us with data and information as to how this COVID-19 crisis is impacting your business operations. The same thing can be done via the online form. Once we reach, or once we obtain that lead from this website, we go ahead and follow up with you all, depending on the type of assistance that you've placed on these forms or that you've allowed us to know. We're able to better understand exactly how we can go ahead and provide you all with the resources that you need. For example, if you have some questions pertaining to unemployment, we can provide you with some of those direct resources to you all. If you have some questions about the new SBA loans that are being sent out there, anything that just got approved through the CARE Act, we can also provide you with those direct resources. But most importantly is, if we don't have the data, in other words, if we don't know exactly what the challenges are in our community, we will not be able to provide or develop with programs that align with what exactly our community is facing at the moment. And we want to make sure that we are gathering all the information as possible to develop relevant programming for the business community so that they're able to rebound from this COVID-19 crisis. Along with the website, you'll be able to find some step-by-step guidelines as to how to fill out the economic injury disaster loan that's being provided by SBA. Keep in mind that this information continues to evolve. One of the first things that we noticed was that you had to submit the application online through an online portal. That's been done away. Now you download the application, you fill it out, you scan the forms, and then you go ahead and submit them through an online submission form. That's how they're currently addressing the amount of traffic that they're seeing on their SBA site. We've also included the contact information for the SBA's regional office lenders relations specialist as well that you can access through our website. And a lot of other important step-by-step key pieces of information that you will need once you submit that application. And aside from what SBA is doing, we're also providing, again, some helpful links, just like the Chamber is, that will help your business transition into perhaps a remote environment. If you need if you're one of those business owners that has a dining establishment, you can also look into some grants that are being offered to be able to market the dine-in options that you have, whether that's carry out or delivery services. In addition to this, we also have some helpful links that the city of Brownsville is providing us with. One as well is from our sister organization, the Greater Brownsville Incentives Corporation. They have provided us with a COVID-19 industry consensus survey that will allow them to be able to gather some information from the much larger industries. I do want to provide you all with an update as well as to the type of data that we're collecting. We've collected data from over 300 businesses that have registered in the city of Brownsville. And we've been comparing the type of challenges and the data that we've received to what we're seeing at a regional level. And through the National Small Business Association, we're also comparing to what we're seeing at a national level. And why are we doing this? We're doing this so that we can, again, design programs that are relevant to the challenges that are happening to our community. And I'm happy to announce that within a couple days, we should be able to provide everyone with a substantial piece of news, a program that's created locally that's going to provide the assistance that is needed based on the data that has been collected as of now. Now, this program, it's my wish that it continues to evolve as we're seeing new challenges arise. So again, we urge you as the business community to register your business via text message or via the online form via email. And if you've already done so, please, please, please share this link across all social media platforms that you might have. Text it to somebody, say, hey, you can text BCIC to the following number. I know you have a business, register it, share with them the data or the experience that you're having right now based on the COVID-19 crisis, so that they're better informed as to what to do with that data and how to develop new programs. We will also be using that data to be able to speak at a more effective method to our legislators as well, just like we have done at the federal level. So again, my invitation to you all today, the biggest takeaway is to visit the website and be able to register the business and take advantage of some of the programs that are readily available right now. You can reach out to us directly. We'll be reaching out to you, and to be able to better bridge those resources that are based on the needs that you're providing us with.
Thank you, Josh. I do see a question here that's stating, where should I send my clients to apply for the loan? To a local bank or to the SBA website? We are directing everybody who's interested in the SBA Economic Injury Disaster Loan to the SBA website. Mm-hmm. That way they can get the information from there and they can submit their information to the correct entity that will go ahead and help them out with that loan. Now, you want to be wary about scams out there, especially during this time. We do see and hear a lot from our businesses that there are other links that look not too credible. So please go to SBA.gov and you'll find the information right there.
You can also go to the Chamber's website. I believe Danielle has hyperlinked some of those SBA official links on the page. You can also go to assist.brownsvilleedc.org or apoyo.brownsvilleedc.org, where you can also find the official link for SBA so that you can begin applying for these loans. So please just get started with those loans so that you can have your application in progress. We only expect for more businesses to apply within the matter of days. So the sooner you get this done, the quicker you can receive some funding that would alleviate some of the burden that has been placed thanks to COVID-19.
If anybody has any further questions, please use the chat. That way we can go ahead and answer your questions.
I see one here from Karen Losa, and she asks, the assistance will be only for loans. Now, as of right now, SBA has released loans at the emergency loans. These emergency loans are highly favorable for all businesses because they provide an extremely low interest rate of 3.7%, but the loans can be mortgaged for 20 to 30 years. So that stretches out your payments to be very small within a matter of time. Now, the reason why we are advocating for businesses to begin applying is because the CARE Act has been signed already as an official piece of legislature. And that includes some additional provisions that would provide even more favorable conditions for those businesses that have been applying for these loans. And these conditions could be from deferred payments, from debt forgiveness to payroll protection. You know, we're receiving a lot of these good pieces of news that are going to be extremely beneficial for all those who apply. And aside from that, they're also going to be providing immediate assistance of up to $10,000 for those that do not want to go through the loan route. So again, just if you can register, reach out to the chamber, reach out to SBA directly. We'll be able to provide you with up-to-date information as to how these programs will benefit your business. So if you do have more questions, just reach out and we'll be more than happy to assist you with them.
All right, at the end of the webinar, we will be sending everybody the recorded webinar and also the links that were mentioned during the webinar. That way you can use for yourself and then you can also share with the community. Okay, up next we have Mario Lozoya. He's the Executive Director and CEO for the Greater Brownsville Incentives Corporation. Mario, are you currently on the call? Hello, Mario?
Hello?
Hi, is this Mario?
No, this is Gerardo Duran. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Give us 1 second while we get Mario on the line. Thank you for being patient while we get Mario on the line.
Danielle.
Yes.
Hi, Danielle. This is Carla from GBEC. We're facing some challenges with the Zoom. It's telling us that he's muted on the call. Can you unmute him, or how does that work?
What's his number? I don't know if you want to text me his number. That way
Yeah.
I know which one to unmute.
Okay, give me 1 quick second. Okay, let me double check with him.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Hi, Mario. Can you hear me?
Yes, I've been
Okay.
screaming. I've been screaming at my phone this whole time.
Oh, okay. So will you be using a website or anything? Or will you simply
No.
just be speech?
Oh, yeah, it's essentially the same thing that Josh showed.
Okay. So thank you for being patient again as we work through these technical issues. On the line, we have Mario Lozoya from the Greater Brownsville Incentives Corporation. He is their Executive Director and CEO. Mario.
Yeah, so thank you, everybody. And first of all, thank you for joining, and congratulations for actually being interested in what everybody's doing. We all need to be part of it. And what Josh shared and what the chamber has on their website is exactly what the programs that are available right now through SBA and the like. However, the point that Josh made about the data collection, it's very important. I don't think we can underscore that enough, in that if we are not aware, we don't know what the conditions are and the most prevalent conditions are within the businesses, it's very difficult for us to focus on the more impactful programs. I'll give you the example that one of our major manufacturers has not engaged in the layoff process, but they are considering it. And in doing so, they're working with Texas Workforce Commission under the unemployment process, so that their workers, should they seek unemployment process, that the workers will then be covered through unemployment. And in that process, they figured out that they had like about half of their workers weren't registered correctly, so they were having some serious problems. As soon as we were made aware of that, then GBIC, we got involved, got on a phone call with the Workforce Commission, commissioner himself, and figured out and fixed it. So the point there is that if we don't know what problems you're having, then it makes it more difficult for us to help. In the case of GBIC, our organization is designed to support the larger industries as a type A organization. So our concern is potential layoffs. Obviously, we don't want it to happen, but we also understand that in a lot of cases that's inevitable based on what we're experiencing today. I think some of us remember we went through a similar process during the 2008-2009 economic downturn, and we learned a lot from that. And then later on, through the tsunami and the follow-on Fukushima reactor issue, where there's a global supply chain was disrupted, and so there was a lot of problems from the logistics side. So those are kind of things that we want to know as well. Is the businesses, especially the large businesses, in the case of GBIC, is it a supply chain issue that a product is not coming in from overseas, or from our neighboring country, Mexico, or from Canada, or within the United States, that's impeding the manufacturing company, for example, to produce or to manufacture the product? We want to know that. We want to know if it's a logistics issue. What's the root cause of your potential business problem? Is it because workers are not coming in to work because maybe the typical person that takes care of the children is not able to do that, so then you have to do it, and so now the root cause is that childcare, maybe is it transportation, because maybe you're used to commuting with somebody, and now that person's not able to help you. So what are all those issues, and what is, so then we can then communicate better to the city, the county, even to the chamber and BCIC, so we can work together to those issues. We talked to the governor's office, the economic development of the governor's office, about how can we propose this to the governor and to the state comptroller to help us adjust temporarily the parameters that are bound by GBIC. In our case, that we can't use dollars in certain cases because they're restricted. We're asking for them to be unrestricted so that we can help businesses. We're hopeful that the decision comes down quickly so that we can then create some programs and maybe even scale the programs that the Chamber and BCIC are doing so that we can together help the businesses in question. But I think the biggest item right now for us is the data collection. We need to know from you, business partners, what are your major issues so that we can find the root causes and try to mitigate them. We can support through federal government, the state government, even local government, and then also within our own organizations. Be happy to answer any questions if anybody has any.
Mario, we do have a question from Maribel Baca. She's saying that for manufacturing companies that are working, we have issues getting people to work because of the new stimulus. Unemployment pay plus stimulus, they're now making more. How are we going to get people back to work?
Yeah, I understand that. I think across the country, a lot of people have the same issue in that it looks like in a lot of cases that check is a little bit more than what they make per week. But I think the communication needs to be that that's temporary, right? And maybe we can put together a letter and send to these employees and make them aware of that that's a temporary issue, and we want them to work long term, and we don't want them to lose their job because they stay home because of the stimulus check.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a specific answer right now. I think right now what I'm thinking about is maybe we can work together and formulate a letter or a document that articulates that point, and together we can send it out to all our partners so they can use it.
Yes, that definitely can be done, just to let our workforce know of the importance of actually supporting the businesses by being there in their workplace. I do see another question from Pedro. He is saying, how can he get information from GBIC? Is there a site or place where they can contact you to get on your mailing list?
Yeah, we'll share it. We'll share it here through the chamber.
Okay.
And then I mean, I think the GBIC website it's available there, right? I think you have it on your on your website. But otherwise, we can share it, and we really need to hear from you, Pedro. So thank you for that.
Now, we do have a question for both Josh and you, Mario. Is there any available funds? I know there's a lot of red tape right now with the government, but do you have any specific funds allocated to help small business during these times?
I don't know if, Mario, do you want to go first or?
Yeah, I think I can clarify that that the reason Brownsville has two different economic development organizations is one of them is a type A and a type B. And what that means is that we are bound by the Texas tax code on how we can use funding. So GBIC is to support direct jobs, primary jobs with larger organizations like manufacturers, and DCIC has a different role. If you want to say that, Josh.
Yes, so we currently have existing programs right now that we launched actually before the COVID-19 crisis came about. We just launched the Startup Texas, which is intended for businesses that want to scale up. Those programs, I'm happy to announce that they are still running. We have not removed any of the funding for those programs. We want to be able to see some successes even after this COVID-19 crisis. However, having collected some of the data already for now the past 2 weeks and a half, I am able to say that we are going to allocate about $500,000 from our fund to be able to assist businesses. Now, you all have to understand, and the community has to understand that we don't have unlimited resources, and I can speak for myself and probably for GBIC as well. We don't have unlimited resources to be able to help out directly every single business in the community of Brownsville. However, we will be able to come up with a program which we'll announce soon that will allow us to stretch our dollars so that we can get some more funding from the federal or state level. Now, that's in hopes that we can go ahead and be able to impact as many businesses as we can within the community. So for now, I can say that, you know, close to $500,000 are going to be used to be able to create that expansion program and be able to impact as many businesses as we can, because we do not want to have a huge decline in our economy, but more importantly, we don't want that decline to be sustained in the negatives. We want to be able to rebound from this quickly. So again, we will share that information through our website, assist.brownsvilleedc.org or apoyo.brownsvilleedc.org. And just to kind of add on to what Mario said earlier, if I may, he does have a survey for the industry where you can also submit information if you're a large employer or a manufacturer, etc. That's also found on our website towards the bottom. We have some city links that have been placed on there. You can go in there and submit some information if need be.
Josh, just to clarify for our participants, will those funds be grants or loans, or how would that work?
So I can just share a few pieces of information because we still need to get approval by our board and by our city commission for this program. But we are hoping that this is going to be at a grant based program. It doesn't have to be repaid back. So we are going to be, again, developing a program where we can use that grant money to be able to access even more funding for the applicant that has received that clearance from our criteria. And we'll be working closely with federal departments to be able to access more funding and to be able to directly assist businesses under 500 employees. So Teresa went ahead and asked right now in the chat if I can repeat the webpage. I will go ahead and just type them on the chat. That way, I think it hyperlinks once I actually type them in there. So you can easily access the site and you can share it from there as well. And it's mobile ready as well. So if you access this through your cell phone, you should be able to fill out the applications and enroll via text message.
Josh, once a business or a person goes to the Assist at Brownsville EDC website, how are they being contacted?
So we receive either the email address or the primary mobile number of the person who registered the business. So we are trying our very best to reach out to everybody over the phone because we feel that's the better medium to provide the customer service that's needed at the moment. And once we reached out to them via phone, we go ahead and follow up via email. We might follow up with an email first if you've submitted enough information or specific needs where we can just say, okay, this X business needs X, Y, and Z resources. So we'll go ahead and immediately email you with those hyperlinks. That's how we're kind of following up with all the businesses that have been registering. I also do want to add, we do have an existing program called the Business Improvement and Growth Program for the downtown businesses. Just this past week, we were able to approve 60-day extensions for rent subsidies as well as construction projects that are going on in downtown. So you have that 60-day grace period, and you also have the benefit of having 2 additional rent subsidies because of the decline in revenue, right, that we're seeing from the current operation situation that we're facing with the downtown businesses. Those programs are also still available. If you go to brownsvilleedc.org and you go under the resources tab, you should be able to also apply for those programs if you're a business that is inside the downtown district. So you'll be able to still utilize some of those programs that are readily available on behalf of BCIC. But for now, we're doing everything possible to connect you with the necessary federal programs that are out there to help you out, the emergency loans, the new programs that have been signed by the CARE Act, and collecting data at the same time. So once we release any local incentives or campaigns or programs, we'll be able to just immediately text everybody if you've registered on the system, or email everybody, or just call everybody.
All right, thank you, Josh. It looks like we have an incoming question from Gerardo Duran. I'm going to go ahead and unmute you. Hi, Gerardo, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Hello, everybody. My name is Gerardo Duran. I'm with Do Real down in Brownsville, Texas. I hope everybody's doing well. And I'm having a little technical difficulties in my end. I'm over here in Austin, Texas, but I think I kind of gathered some information based on what the gentleman was just talking about regarding the types of assistance that small companies and large companies are getting. We're more of the smaller mom and pop stores, so we were just kind of seeing, I don't know if you already have discussed this or not, but what kind of assistance we were going to be helped with during these difficult times.
This is, just to clarify, this is for the mom and pop shops, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So based on what we've gathered from the CARE Act, SBA is going to be providing an immediate grant for businesses that do not go through the loan process. These are grants that are up to $10,000 for immediate needs. So that should help with any rent that you're paying for any operational needs, utilities, payroll assistance. That's what we're seeing at the moment. And on a local level, we're taking the data that we've gathered, and we're also analyzing through these programs that SBA will soon release. And more than likely what we'll do based on the data that we're receiving is be able to just kind of supplement that sort of assistance that you will be receiving from the federal government. So again, we want to make sure that before we can commit to providing to that assistance, we want to know exactly where the needs are. If it's truly operational, if it's just rent, if it's just payroll. So that way we don't design something that might provide you with the immediate help, but does not provide you in terms of successfully sustaining the business after this COVID-19 stuff. The last thing that we want to do is be able to add a burden to you that will make it very difficult for you to comply with any deliverables that must be met because you received this grant. But as for your question, you know, there is that federal program that will be announced soon that will provide an immediate $10,000 to those businesses that want to take advantage of that grant. And that's a check that's coming directly from SBA. So we have those partnerships in place. We have those connections in place. So if that's something that you need or are interested in, you know, go ahead and register to our systems. Tell us that that's what you need, so that when we know this is immediately available, we immediately send you the information so that you can apply right away.
Fantastic. Thank you for clarifying that.
We do have another question from Karen. She's saying, is there a program specifically for the non-essential businesses that had to close, program that provides information on how to go back to business after this, more like orientation or any kind of information that can be helpful other than loans?
That's a solid question, Karen, and I'm sure that these days are providing uncertainties of what the future will look like. We, as BCIC, we already have programs in place that will provide the necessary resources to refortify business operations in terms of business skills in management and administration, even market research. We are looking into that as well so that we can provide some of these programs at no fee or no charge. Our partners with the University of Texas of Rio Grande Valley is one of our key partners that will be able to provide some of these resources. Under that institution, we also have the Small Business Development, or the SBDC, the Small Business Development Center, that will also be able to provide some assistance in terms of how you can rectify or improve your business to be able to sustain your current operations before COVID-19 and be able to sustain any future issues that might happen, right? So that's one of the resources that we have. And as a matter of fact, SBDC, which has a local office in Brownsville, and when we have that contact or that connection, is assisting any business that is looking to apply for the loans at a one-to-one level. So they'll be able to provide you with some of that technical assistance so that you can apply. We also have folks that have left the city and are wanting to help the community back in the industry of real estate to help you negotiate your lease terms, right? Because we understand that the mom and pops, they typically lease a building so that they can provide their operations, right? Or their services or products. So what they're doing as pro bono services is be able to talk to you, make that connection, understand your situation, in hopes that they can also help you negotiate in your lease anything that protects you as a tenant for any impending situations such as COVID-19, right? So that's another way of also assisting you in kind of guiding you back into the operational levels that you had before all this COVID-19 stuff. And this is typically for the non-essential businesses, right, that are primarily affected because they have to shut down and then they're left without a revenue source during an X amount of time. So all these resources are also available for the non-essential.
All right, thank you, Josh, and thank you, Mario. If nobody else has any questions, I believe you have my email address, which you can email me questions to if you didn't get to ask them here, and I can go ahead and get you those answers for you. as I did mention in the beginning of this webinar, we do have an SBA webinar scheduled for tomorrow at 2 p.m. and it's going to be going over the updates for the economic injury disaster loan. And we're going to have Angela Burden that's going to be going over those updates, and then we're also going to have Congressman Filemon Vela Jr. going over the CARES Act and what it means for small businesses. And again, that's tomorrow at 2 p.m. This week, we also have a webinar with our member, WICO Tax. They're going to be doing a COVID-19 tax relief webinar, and it's going to be going over the IRS extended filing deadline, tax credits for small businesses to recover the cost of providing coronavirus-related leave, guidance on deferring tax payments due to COVID-19, and COVID-19 small business guidance and loan requirements. This is going to be happening on Thursday, April 2nd from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. on the WICO Tax Facebook page. Thank you so much for joining us. If you have any questions, once again, you can email the Brownsville Chamber at info@brownsvillechamber.com or myself, Danielle, D-A-N-I-E-L-L-E, @brownsvillechamber.com, or you can call us at 956-542-4341, and we can go ahead and direct you or give you the answers. Thank you so much.